Okay, 3, 2, 1. What is going on, guys? It is Vincent here, and welcome to the very first episode of the Vincents Lane Podcast. I'm, of course, your host, Vincent, and with me is my co-host, Tristan. Say hi.
Hi.
So I'm really excited for this podcast to be starting. I've been wanting to do it for a very, very long time, and let's just jump right into it. So something pretty big, of course, is going on right now, which is the Covid-19 coronavirus, whatever you want to call it. So it's affecting everybody in very, very different ways. So Tristan, could you kind of explain your whole entire story of how it first affected you and how it's affecting you right now?
Yeah. So when the virus first started, I was at home, and I got the tweet saying that the government's going to be like shutting down all activities.
Tweet from who?
from the ABC 13.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I was in shock because I was scared leading up to that because all the rumors that some really famous celebrities, like I remember the first like major celebrity getting it was like Rudy Gobert, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like the first one, and he like touched all the microphones and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He was being And when I got that tweet, I'm like, dang it, because I don't know what to do. What can you do? What can you do in your house for a long time without any distractions, such as like sports or like just going out and seeing your friends and any of that?
Mm-hmm.
It really sucks. And for the first 2 months? Yeah, it's about 2 months. Schoolwork is really bad. Like, it's horrible.
Yeah, they give us more work online than actual school.
I know.
It's pretty surprising. Yeah.
Well, you got to do what you got to do. But anyways, in English, normally we would just write normally. Like we would write the introduction to an essay or whatever, and then work on the body paragraph the next week to practice. Our teacher's making us write full blown essays once every other day.
Oh wow.
I know it's crazy, man.
Okay, so pretty much whenever this first started out, I immediately got pretty scared because of all the speculations from, I don't know if you guys heard of him, Nostradamus. It was from the 1600s or something. He's apparently this really famous whatever, it's like a fortune teller or some crap like that. So he predicted on the twin years that it would be the end of the world. So I did some research and I found this picture. I can't really put it on screen right now, but it's a picture of him saying that during the twin years, it'll be like an apocalypse to the end of the world. So I did some research and I ended up seeing that the picture was actually fake. And the book that he wrote about the twin years being the end of the world was actually, I mean, it was a real thing, but that certain body of text was actually fake, just kind of scare everyone. And this brings up another good point that the media has a really big effect on the coronavirus,
It really does. They're blowing it out of proportion somewhat.
Explain.
The death totals are near the 100,000s. I think they passed the 100,000. Yeah, they're 250,000. Apparently, hospitals are being caught reporting deaths that are not related to coronavirus at all.
Yeah,
such as
I heard of that. I heard of that.
Yeah, and they're totaling it as a coronavirus death, and it's just blowing out of proportion. It's not. I feel like the media is kind of using scare tactics a little bit.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which is kind of ridiculous because I mean the virus is of course a huge thing. It's dangerous.
You should definitely be not afraid of it, but you should definitely be cautious and aware of it.
But the media is portraying it to be the end of the world kind of stuff. We're all gonna die from it if we don't stay inside.
I mean, social distancing and staying inside is a pretty big thing. Yeah.
Again, there's a difference between cautious and dangerous.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Anyways, back to how it affects us.
Okay. So whenever this thing was first starting to, I guess, blow up, I remember going to the stores for the very first time and everything just being empty. It was crazy.
I went to H-E-B.
Toilet paper.
I went to H-E-B and literally every single aisle was just empty. There was no food, no anything.
Yeah. Whenever it first started to blow up, I went to this. It was a market, and then people were just buying, by the cart full of just ramen noodles and rice and water and jugs and toilet paper. It was just insane.
They take a long time to expire, so they're buying canned foods,
non-perishable items.
Yeah. that's the thing. Like, we stocked up on that. Like, as soon as we heard the virus was outbreaking and stuff, we
Yeah.
stocked up on so much like canned soup and like all that stuff.
Hmm. I mean, my family, I guess, kind of stocked up. At first, we didn't really think it was a big deal, right? Nobody really thought it was going to be a big
Yeah,
deal at
no way.
first. At first, everyone was kind of like, "Oh, it's just like another little virus thingy.
It's kind of
It's
like
gonna go.
it's kind of
It's
like
gonna blow
Hurricane
over
Harvey in a
soon."
way. Like at first, Hurricane Harvey was like just a normal storm, and then all of a sudden became like a huge
The worst in
epidemic.
years,
Yeah,
and it was just like nobody expected it.
exactly. That's what that kind of reminds me of.
Like this is getting really out of hand. Like it's getting a lot worse than I ever thought it would end up being. Like
I didn't like when I first heard I thought it wasn't gonna last. Yeah, I thought it wasn't gonna last that long. I thought it would maybe
not at
last
all.
like a month or two, if that.
Yeah, at
This has
most. But
lasted so long,
literally,
and
the
it's
whole
only
entire
gonna
school year
go
has been
further.
canceled. Yeah, it's just gonna. I mean, hopefully, it doesn't get worse, like and worse and worse and worse. But I mean, it's looking like that, I guess.
I mean, apparently the peak of the virus was yesterday. That's where like it's gonna be the most. So hopefully it goes down from there.
And another thing that I heard a lot of people saying is that during the summer it'll go away. Personally, I don't think that's true because in places that it's super hot, like I don't want like I can't really name anything specific, but in like the really hot places, it's still growing. It's still there's more cases
Yeah.
going away. So I personally don't think that just hot weather is going to kill it. And there's certain bacteria that can survive in extremely hot weather, extremely cold weather, like super bacteria.
hmm
And I don't think, I mean, we don't know what it is yet, or we don't know how to stop it.
The main reason they're saying that is because there's a lot of similarities to like the flu, and
Yeah,
the flu dies off like in summertime.
yeah, it's like
So
it's a
that
seasonal virus.
yeah, that's why they're comparing it. But I
Yeah,
think
so
it's
a
a
lot of
little
people,
bit
yeah.
it's a lot different than the flu in a lot of ways. But the only similarities are the symptoms, really.
But it's like a big respiratory thing. So if you
Yeah,
have respiratory problems, it's a really big deal.
yeah. I'm kind of worried because my dad smokes, so
Oh,
yeah, that kind of worries me. But he's also not really caring about social distancing, so it kind of scares me.
oh yeah, yeah. Even during social distancing, like the social distancing standard is 6 feet away from people. I'll still go fishing. I'll still go outside occasionally, but I won't
Right.
like be with a group of people. I'll be outside fishing like by myself or with a friend, but we'll keep our distances. And I'll see like big families of like 10 people and just groups of people just coming in with no mask and they just don't care.
Right.
Like there's some people that just don't even believe this thing is like a thing,
I
I
know.
guess, like a
Like
problem.
there's a bunch of people still throwing like birthday parties, inviting all their
Yeah,
friends and
exactly,
everything.
exactly.
Like it's a lot bigger. Like they say that it's not going to spread because none of them have it. You don't know if you have it. That's the
Yeah, it
thing.
takes. Yeah, you might just be a carrier.
Exact. And younger people like us, we don't show like it's possible we don't won't show any symptoms, but we'll still carry the virus.
Yeah,
So that's a big scary thing.
yeah. Just it's just getting really out of hand. But
That's why it's getting so out of hand because you don't know if you have it or not. That's why it's
and people
spreading
just
so rapidly.
they're not being cautious enough.
Exactly. I think we're opening things up a little too early.
Exactly. Oh, okay. Yeah, I totally forgot about that. Like, so right now we both live in Texas, and our governor he opened stuff up. How long ago was it?
Um, he opened stuff back up last Friday.
Last
So the
Friday.
first,
So yeah, the first, and so even though okay, so restaurants still they aren't allowing dine-in restaurants. It's still drive-through. It's still social distancing, no big groups of people, but they're opening back up. Was it hair salons and
no, they're opening back up restaurants too. It's just
oh really?
25% of the capacity is
Oh
allowed.
okay. So they're still reopening stuff, but they're reopening the malls, right?
I don't know about that one. I maybe all
Okay,
I know is about restaurants.
I'm, I'm pretty sure it's they're reopening malls again, but I'm not sure. I'm almost 100% sure, but yeah, just like you said, I think they're opening stuff up way too early because
Exactly. At
the
least let the
cases are
virus.
yeah.
At least let it die down a little bit. You know, like
Yeah, so
make sure it's not as prominent as it is right now.
yeah, the cases are still growing by the day. The death tolls. I don't know how bad the death tolls are right now, but
I can check that real quick.
can you pull it up real quick? So I'm just gonna keep
Yeah.
talking. So even though stuff isn't opening, it doesn't mean that the virus is just gonna go away. It's just gonna keep getting worse. And I mean, I get that they need to open stuff back up because people have jobs. You know, people need to make
Yeah,
income.
of
People need to
course.
support their families and stuff like that. And if stuff like that isn't open, then they're not going to be able to support their families. Not going to put food on the table. It's just kind of a
Well,
big mess.
that's where the checks are coming in, like the unemployment checks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
My uncle, he was getting paid like maybe $600 a week. Now he's getting paid like $1,200 a week from his unemployment
Wow.
checks. I know, it's crazy. Anyways,
Yeah.
it's 252,391.
200. Wait,
Like
can you say it again?
252,391.
Is that worldwide?
Yeah, that's worldwide. I can check USA if you want me to.
Okay. So yeah, and especially in Italy, it's just so bad over there. Hundreds of
Yeah,
people are
the death
dying
rate in Italy is
by the day,
ridiculous. It's because
like
the
day by
average age
day.
in
Hundreds
Italy
of
is
people
like
are just
the average
they're
age in
just
Italy is
dying.
like, I don't know, 40 or something. So there's a lot of people at risk in that country. That's why.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. 69,921 for America.
For the U.S.
Yeah,
I mean, you
that's a
might.
lot.
I mean, yeah, it is it's definitely a lot. But what I'm seeing a lot of people comparing the death rates to is a flu. People are saying that all more people are dying of the flu, and like this shouldn't be a problem. But I mean, look at the numbers. It's not safe.
Out of 1.2 million people having the virus, 69,000 people died from it. Well, basically 70,000.
I know
That's a lot of people.
a pretty big chunk.
That's worth. I mean, in America, the death rate's like, I think 2.5. I could be wrong on that, but it's something like that.
And
Which, I
like
mean,
people are also continue.
well, I mean, it's not that bad compared to Italy, because Italy's is like 6% or
Yeah,
something crazy. Anyway, sorry
yeah.
for interrupting you.
I know you're good. I was gonna say that people are also comparing this to like the Spanish flu and like people are gonna say it's
Yeah,
like just as bad as the Spanish flu. It would be it'll eventually will be if we just don't like care about it anymore. But I mean, the Spanish flu kind of it was like a really big deal, and people were like, oh, this is like the next Spanish flu, or this is the next like swine flu, or the next thing. But yeah,
it's
I
not, the
guess we
death
don't
rates
really know
aren't
about that.
as serious, but the spreading of it's like it's way worse.
It's rapid, yeah.
That's
It's
what's so
growing
scary
more and
about it.
more. Yeah, like you never know.
I
So,
don't know.
guys, if you're watching this, make sure to keep social distancing. If you're having symptoms, please stay inside. And yeah, just make sure to stay safe at all times.
I mean, I would wear a mask too, but I know a lot of people don't like wearing masks, but it helps a lot.
All people think it just doesn't matter. But that's funny because I heard a person, I wouldn't say one of my friends, but I heard another person say that masks just don't help at all. There's
They
multiple
definitely
videos
help.
on YouTube that they they put lasers on the breath or the breathing and they like simulate a cough or something, and it can go like 12 feet in a couple seconds, and then with a mask on,
Yeah,
it just completely obliterates that.
that's crazy. That's why
Yeah, it's kind of
people.
scary too that so many
That's
people
why.
don't believe in it.
Yeah, that's why HEB's like, it's not mandatory, but well, it was mandatory for a little bit. You had to wear a mask,
Yeah,
and I know a
and
lot of.
they have those protective face shields also,
Yeah, a lot
like for like
of
cash registers.
yeah, a lot of grocery stores and retail stores and like are like that, where they're making it mandatory. Which, I mean, it's understandable. Like,
Yeah,
it's a
definitely,
big
because
thing.
there's so many people touching stuff and so many people walking in and out, and you don't know where they've been. But
Exactly.
yeah,
And I honestly salute everyone who, like, every single worker during these
yeah,
times.
it's a
Like,
pretty big risk of them going outside. So thank you guys again. Like we salute you. Thank you, health coworkers. Of course, we couldn't do this without you.
exactly.
Like,
And
yeah,
outside of like the grocery stores, I'm seeing like people cleaning like every single cart. Like,
yeah,
it's a lot.
that's a pretty big risk.
Again, I just want to thank everyone just
Yeah.
putting in the effort during these hard times.
So right now, how the coronavirus is affecting me right now, it's not it's not as bad. I can still go places. I can't go like to people's houses. I'm still not allowed
Yeah,
to. I'm still not allowed to like
me
go to
neither.
big groups. But I mean, I can still like drive around and stuff like that. It's not completely terrible. There's stuff in the grocery stores. The grocery stores aren't really empty anymore. Because I remember whenever this thing first happened, the grocery stores were completely empty. You couldn't get anything, and it was just kind of scary that everything was just going to like run out.
Yeah. Well,
But thankfully now it's a lot more
now that we're
controlled.
feeling it, so that's good.
Yeah.
Speaking of driving around, I would have had my license by now if it weren't for this virus.
Oh, really?
Because yeah, because I passed my test and I was gonna do my driving test, but they postponed it for about 3 weeks, 4 weeks. But I was
Oh.
finally able to get in because they opened up testing.
Mm.
This A plus driving school, shout out. They opened it up for a little bit.
That's what I'm doing mine too.
Yeah. And I had to mail my certificates and stuff, my application to someplace in Austin, Texas, like where the mega center is for DPS.
Mm-hmm.
And I should be getting my temporary license soon, hopefully. But for now, I'm just going to keep riding my bike.
Just keep riding your bike. So speaking of things being not, I guess, available, this podcast wouldn't even be happening right now. At least the way it is right now. I mean, if we were allowed to go to each other's houses, I'd have a camera set up and it'd be a lot more smooth and clean. But right now, I'm sorry, guys. Once again, we're gonna have to stick with this online chatting thing.
Like y'all actually be able to see our faces.
Yeah, you'll be able to see our faces. Our mic qualities would have been a lot better because right now we're using a website called Zencaster and the audio quality is not great. I can't ensure the best audio quality since it's like long distance.
It's not horrible. You can't knock on them that much.
Yeah, it's not terrible. I mean, there's a lot of people. I mean, pretty much every podcaster right now is going over either like Skype and stuff like that. But you gotta do what you gotta do.
Exactly. Well, lifeguard season's coming up.
Oh yeah. So, guys, once again, I am 16. So a couple days ago, I applied, or a couple days ago, I started training for a lifeguard, training to become a lifeguard. It was a 3-day process, and the hours were extremely long. We had to work, I think, or train like 8 to 10 hours a day for 3 days, and I'm like very sunburned, but luckily I passed, and now I'm a lifeguard, and I have a job.
Congratulations, Vincent. Welcome to the team.
And once again, speaking of the things opening back up again, the pool is supposed to be opening back up on the 16th.
Yeah, in about 2 weeks, it should open back up.
Probably the 4th/5th when this podcast goes up. But I have no idea if that's going to be valid or not, depending on how bad this thing gets.
Well, yeah, if the virus is still growing, they're going to postpone it, but
I hope so because it's a pool,
I know they're opening up they're opening up the gyms too in about 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, gyms are a pretty big deal too.
Yeah, I mean,
someone's touching equipment and stuff like that.
Yeah, of course I want to get paid, but I understand like the safety restrictions of everything.
Yeah, safety first always.
Exactly. Well, they opened up some shifts where you can just sit. Like today, I sat at the front gate for 7 hours, just making sure people were members. It was the most boring 7 hours of my life, but I got paid $8.50 an hour for it, so you can't complain.
And also, a lot of people are getting fired from their jobs, which is which isn't good at all. A lot of people are getting laid off and also, have you seen the gas prices lately?
Dude, they're so cheap.
They're just cheap. That's kind of worrisome to me since oil is like the number one, I guess, profit thing. I guess the number one business company.
It's good for me. It's good for me and you because we're like just now driving. Like,
yeah. But I mean, if you're working in that kind of business or in that kind of
sucks.
Yeah, it's just not good. People are just getting laid off left and right, and people got to support their families somehow.
Yeah, it's affecting a lot of people's lives, and
it's a giant mess.
I'm just hoping it at least slows down soon.
Yeah, I hope if the rates slow down and the rates go down. I mean, it's different for everyone. I've heard some accounts where people feel like they're gonna die or they get close to death. They have 104 fever and it just doesn't go down. And there's other people who feel like it's just a cold and it just goes away in a couple of days. So we don't know yet.
It depends on the severity of how the virus that you have.
Yeah.
It also depends on your age and everything.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of famous people pass away from coronavirus lately.
I know, it's kind of sad.
Yeah.
But the stay-at-home order, I've heard it's affecting so many people mentally, in terms of their sociability. Is that a word? That's a word, right? Anyways.
I guess. I don't know.
Have you heard of the story of the girl that took her own life because she couldn't deal with
the stress and anxiety of being inside?
You've heard of that, right?
Whatever. No, I've never heard of that.
That's one of the biggest news stories right now.
How long ago did that happen?
I want to say a week ago.
A week ago?
Yeah, a couple of people have taken their lives because of this virus. Guys, just like everyone else's lives, your life is just as important. You don't need to, just because of all the stress.
Everyone's going through the same thing right now. You're not alone. Everyone else is Everyone else is worried. Everyone else is scared. But we're all together.
There's no reason to take your own life due to the stress of it.
Whew, yeah, it's a pretty heavy topic.
That's a touchy subject. I think we should move on.
Yeah, we should definitely move on. So, since we were talking about the coronavirus and what was causing it and what happens, I kind of want to move over to some conspiracy theories, which is pretty funny, pretty interesting. So I've heard a couple of conspiracy theories that this isn't real, this is controlled by the government. But the number one thing I've heard, this is population control. How
Yeah,
do you
like
feel about
people have
that?
predicted. I mean, people have predicted like that's what it
Yeah,
is, or like Mother Earth.
definitely.
Mother Earth is finally controlling the population because we're way overpopulated, like the Earth is right now.
Yeah, like seven. How many were 7 billion?
Seven. It's almost 8 billion, I think.
Almost 8 billion. But I've heard a
That's
lot of people
crazy.
saying that they're like not they, but like the government, like quote unquote government, is killing off like elder people and older people just to kind of control the population some more. Which I have no. I mean, I
That's
believe in anything to be
outlandish.
honest, but
That's a
it's
little
outlandish. Yeah,
outlandish.
it's outlandish. Yeah.
Have you seen the other conspiracy theories that China/Russia is like controlling the virus? Like they made this on purpose to
Yeah. Here, let
cause
me pull up
havoc.
some let me
Yeah,
pull up some
you do
theories real
that.
quick. Here, keep talking.
I'll just elaborate on it.
Yeah.
So basically, what they're saying is since the virus started in China, like in the lab in Wuhan, they're saying they did it on purpose to like to cause havoc in other countries, like first world countries and all that. Which I mean,
Wow.
it's not that's not that hard to believe, honestly, because of all the stuff happening in China. But I mean, that's still
Kim Jong
it's
Un.
oh yeah,
It's not China, that's Korea.
that's
But
yeah, it's North Korea. Speaking, do you know what happened to him? I don't really know much about that story. Do you?
I think it was a rib surgery, right?
Maybe I have no clue. I heard many different things. Like he had some difficulties with his heart and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's
He
pretty
was
wild.
it was kind of scary. He was pronounced dead.
Yeah, no, it was a pretty big thing.
I know.
It's like trending. Okay, so I'm gonna go over some conspiracy theories for
Oh, you go ahead.
COVID-19 real quick. It's pretty some of them are pretty believable, but some of them are just pretty stupid. So this one sounds like a pretty big possibility. The virus escaped from a Chinese lab.
Well, yeah, that's been
That's not
confirmed.
hard to believe.
It's been confirmed by multiple scientists.
Okay, so on the website I'm on right now, it's this is what it says. Okay, quote, this one at least has the benefit of being plausible. It is true that the original epicenter of the epidemic, the Chinese city of Wuhan, also hosts a virology institute where researchers have been studying bat coronaviruses for a long time. One of these researchers, I don't know, a prominent virologist who spent years collecting bat dung samples in
Bad
caves
dung.
and was led a lead expert on the earlier SARS outbreak. Was I don't even know what this thing is pretty long, but pretty much what it's saying is that she admits breathing a sigh of relief when genetic sequences show that the new scars of COVID-19 did not match any viruses sampled when studied in the Wuhan Institute. So pretty much what they're saying is that the samples that from the person that got infected were the same that she was studying, so it didn't like escape or anything. But that one, pretty big plausibility that
Well, from what I've heard from people telling me is that apparently the lab in Wuhan were testing it on animals, and
oh,
I think what they're saying is that they sold the animals to like markets to
oh yeah,
be sold as food, and they're thinking someone ate the food and it just spread that way. Which I mean, it's not outlandish. Like
okay, so COVID-19 started when someone ate a was it a pangolin?
I don't know the like
Okay, I'm
the
just gonna
specific
don't quote me on
animal.
this, but I'm pretty sure that this what happened. So a bat that was infected with the virus, I guess like had droppings, and then they ate a pangolin, which is an endangered species. It's pretty much like a an armadillo, right? Yeah, an armadillo.
Right.
And someone they were like eating that in those Chinese markets, and then someone got infected, and then it just kind of just got all blown up from there.
Yeah, that's
So
what I've
it's pretty
heard.
much yeah.
That's kind of
And another
crazy.
yeah, it's pretty. I mean, it happened, but yeah, it's pretty weird. It's pretty wild, though. This other conspiracy theory is the U.S. military imported COVID-19 into China.
Yeah, that I don't know about that one.
That's another one I've heard a lot about. It's
I
just
know.
like a
Yeah,
weapon. How do you
I
feel
would.
about that one?
I don't think it's true, honestly.
You don't think it's true?
No, not. I mean, like anything's possible, but it's.
Anything, anything could be true. You never know.
I don't think we would do that because we're not enemies with China. I don't think
Yeah,
we wouldn't do that. I don't think it would start. What's it called? It's not chemical warfare. What's it called? Where they
nuclear warfare.
I I don't know the direct term. I don't think it's nuclear warfare, but it's where they spread
Well,
diseases to like kill the
no, I don't know that.
population. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's chemical warfare. I could be wrong.
Okay.
But
GMOs are somehow to blame. Genetically modified crops have been a target of conspiracy theorists for years, and it was hardly a surprise to see GMOs blamed in the early stages of the COVID-19 pandemic.
I mean, that's believable.
That's very believable, actually. But
Again, all of these are possible.
yeah, all of these are plausible. I mean, I'm no conspiracy theorist myself, but some of these are kind of like, you never know.
Yeah, exactly.
And this one's just kind of like, this one's COVID-19 doesn't actually exist.
Wait, what? What's the proof for that one? What are they
Okay, so
saying?
I'm reading straight from the website. So sorry if I'm not. My reading's kind of weird because I'm reading off my phone and it's kind of meh.
No, you're okay.
Okay, so according to professional conspiracy theorist David Icke,
Yeah.
COVID-19 doesn't actually exist, but is a plot by the global elite to take away our freedoms. Earlier, weaker versions of this theory were prevalent on the political right in the nation. What the novel coronavirus would be, no worse than a flu. So pretty much what they're saying is that it was no worse than a flu, and it's kind of just like
That
a scare tactic. I don't know. Because believers increasingly refuse to observe social distancing measures, they could directly help to spread the epidemic further in their local businesses and stuff like that, which is true. I mean, people don't follow the social distancing rules anyways. So, I mean, it
again,
makes
guys,
sense.
make sure you're following the rules.
And make sure you're following the rules, of course. But I mean, it makes sense. I mean, if you think about it, a lot of people won't follow the rules in the first place. So it just makes sense for them to spread it, you know?
Yeah, a lot of people just won't like take in any information given to them and like
Yeah.
reproduce it in their daily lives. That kind of makes me upset.
Oh, keep going. Is that it?
No, yeah, I was just saying it made me upset.
Okay, so this one, I don't know if this is really conspiracy theory, but I've heard a lot of people just saying this like about on a day-to-day basis. COVID death rates are inflated.
Well, I just like
you went over that earlier.
That's what I've heard from some certain news sources. Like
yeah, me too.
Like I didn't just watch one singular news source. Multiple of them are saying like Fox News, CNN, MSNBC. You know, all
once
like
again, we're not professionals on this or anything. We're just like normal people trying to go over topics. You know,
we're just speaking our mind.
Yeah, we're just speaking. And it's in this article. It says that it's kind of a meme at this point, which it pretty much is.
Honestly, I remember when the virus first started out, and everyone was making like memes about it. And now, like, no one's really joking about it anymore because they know how serious it is.
Exactly, like,
which is a good thing. But I mean the jokes were pretty funny at first. You can't lie.
Yeah. So this other theory also kind of ties back into what you said earlier. COVID was created as a biological weapon. Is that what you were looking for?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, biological warfare. That's the word. Yeah.
So that's a stretch. Created as a biological weapon.
That's a stretch. I really don't believe that anyone meant to create this virus or anything like that. I just think it was it just happened. It's a normal outbreak that's caused by accident. No one intended to hurt anybody. It's just an outbreak caused by that's what I think it's by the lab. I mean, you can think something different. Yeah,
okay,
I think it was.
I'm not trying to stereotype anything right now, but you know how in China they eat dogs, right?
Yeah.
That's not stereotyping, right? It's just me saying. What,
yeah. No, you're good. You're good.
So I think it's just like personally me. I don't think there's any conspiracy theories behind it. I don't think any of these are true, but I know for a fact that it started by someone eating a contaminated animal and it just spread from there.
Well, you know the reason why they eat such weird animals, right?
Yeah, they think it gives them powers or some crap like that.
Also, a lot of parts of China are like in poverty, so they really have no other option.
Yeah. But I don't know. I can't tell you or not if that
chicken and they're eating bats and dogs and
I know, but they also have like dog eating festivals in China.
That kind of scares me.
Which is completely true, but so
according to tradition, you can't really.
According to quote Pew Research, nearly 3 in 10 Americans believe that COVID-19 was made in a lab.
Yeah, I'm one of those.
You believe in that? Like
created in a lab?
You think COVID-19 was created in a lab?
I think they discovered it and they were trying to contain it, but they accidentally.
COVID-19 was a thing before.
Well, yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. I think they found it, but they were trying to contain it, but they accidentally spread it. That's what I was saying.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like they did a test. Like what I'm thinking, they did a test subject on an animal. This can be completely fabricated. I'm just saying what I think happened.
Yeah.
They did a test subject on an animal that had it, and they sold it to a market without knowing. I think.
Oh, interesting.
Well, yeah, that
And this
basically
one's just
sums up what I
stupid.
figured.
Blaming 5G.
Yeah, blaming 5G.
This conspiracy theory should be easy to debunk. It is biologically impossible for viruses to spread using the electromagnetic spectrum. So it's just kind of a meme, you know.
Basically, I mean, it's always been a meme if you really think about it. It's still being joked about to this day, even with the severity of it.
But on the same topic, it's really interesting to see what everyone else thinks about this thing. I mean, it's kind of scary also that people are still debating on whether or not like when did it start, how did it start, what it came from. It's kind of just like weird to me, or weird to me, you know.
Yeah, it's weird to a lot of people. It was somewhere in 2019 that it was like first discovered. That's why it's called COVID-19 and all that.
Oh, neck.
Did you not know that?
No.
Yeah, well, that's why it's called it's like coronavirus, and then I forgot what the ID stands for, but it's COVID-19. I don't know what the ID stands for.
Okay, this thing's also kind of weird. They're using Bill Gates as a scapegoat.
What?
Have you heard of that one?
No.
Okay, so most conspiracy theories, like the viruses they resemble, constantly mutate and have several variants circulating at one time. Many of these plots and blah 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 seem to involve Bill Gates, who became a new target of disinformation after gently criticizing the defunding of the World Health Organization. Anti-vaxxers, members of the Q, whatever, and right-wing, blah blah, whatever.
That's what I have. That's what I have pulled up. I looked up coronavirus conspiracy theorists as well, and the one I clicked on was Alex Jones. You know who Alex Jones is, right?
No.
They turned the freaking frogs gay. You know that guy?
Oh yeah.
He's that dude. He's very conservative in his views, and he's very all that. Open. I don't want to get political or anything, but anyways, that's what I'm reading right now. Actually, he's the one that started the theory and everything about Bill Gates.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, Alex Jones.
Oh yeah. Oh gosh, yeah.
It's only fitting that the person who think that frogs are being turned gay is saying Bill Gates started the virus.
No, that dude, I've seen so many stuff about that dude. He's just crazy.
I mean, there's a lot. I mean, there's a bunch of memes about him.
Yeah,
it's hilarious. Anyways, you're gonna keep going with it.
Oh, I mean, I can't really find anything like that makes sense to me. Everything else all this kind of sounds really dumb.
I mean, basically, a lot of conspiracy theorists are dumb.
Yeah.
Do you want to like move away from coronavirus for a little bit? Talk about something else.
Here, let me see if I can find any other, I guess, big, what do you call topics for coronavirus? I mean, we kind of went over, I guess, how it affected us, like our whole timeline through it, how it is now, and the conspiracy theories facing it. So do you want to just like move completely away from this, or do you want to?
I mean, sure. We talked about it for a good little bit.
Yeah, I talked about coronavirus. So pretty much what this podcast is, once again, or I didn't say this in the beginning, but what this podcast is a place for me and Tristan and anyone else who is on here to express our views on things, our opinions, our beliefs, and just like kind of have a good time, I guess. Go over whatever is going on in the world right now. So I think that was a pretty good starting point for our podcast.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, coronavirus is a really big thing right now. Once again, make sure to follow social distancing rules and
hand sanitizer, wash your hands.
Wash your hands. Masks. Oh, we didn't talk about hand sanitizer.
Oh no.
I have a whole different topic right now.
Go ahead. Go talk about this and then we'll move on.
Okay, so I was watching. I don't know if I'm allowed to do this, but I was watching the H3 podcast. So apparently, SoFlo Antonio, you know SoFlo Antonio?
I don't really know.
He's like this prank YouTuber or whatever who got the big nose.
Sure. Well, yeah.
Okay, so he opened like a fake online website that was selling face masks.
Right.
And like really overpriced, right? So like, people would buy them. How much
are we talking? Do you know?
Like 35 maybe.
Oh, geez.
I don't know. Probably, I think around there. So people would order them, buy them, and there'd be like fake reviews. So people that bought them, they've never gotten them. Right. And he's just like getting money off of this pandemic that's going on. He's just taking people's money.
There's a lot of people abusing the pandemic as a way of getting money.
Abusing the money on this, the money side of this part, because it's like a big deal right now.
The only exception I would give to a company to like use it to their benefit is like Corona beer, because like that'd be pretty funny if they like use it as like a marketing tactic.
That's pretty funny.
You
But
know
yeah,
how
also, oh wait, keep going.
you know
You're
how
good.
like when the virus first started, like Corona's beers, like the sales went down like 50%, like
Yeah,
because people thought
I
it
mean,
came from the
how
beer.
ironic that it'd be called Corona, but like one of the
I
most
know,
popular beers. Like the whole company, the whole brand
I know.
is in shambles. It's just
That kind of
weird.
sucks for them, honestly.
Yeah, pretty big
Anyways,
drop.
continue.
Okay, so what I was, I guess, what is it called? What I was watching was that he was also, or not just him. So I went over he was selling the fake face masks, and he
Right.
was overpricing, overcharging, and he would never deliver them. Another thing that I saw was going on, or whenever this thing first started happening, was a hand sanitizer like deal or whatever. So hand sanitizer, of course, you guys know it's hand sanitizer, and it's like, especially from this point or this time, it's a huge deal to, I guess, to have it everywhere. And so the you couldn't find it anywhere. Availability rate
Oh
was
yeah,
super low.
no.
It was expensive. People were charging a lot for it. And luckily, I had a lot of hand sanitizer at my house before this thing even
Yeah, me
started.
too. I'm so thankful for
Yeah,
that.
I'm completely stocked um,
Oh, and
with hand
soap. I have
sanitizer.
plenty of soap and toilet paper
Yeah,
and all of that.
and toilet paper. So on if you looked on like Amazon or online places, they were expensive.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like
They were just through the roof.
the little tiny bottle was like $5 whole.
It
Like
was expensive, and
that's a
toilet
little too
paper.
much. Yeah, toilet paper's. Let's just say Bounty is making bank off of all of this. And like
Definitely.
what are they called? The Charming Bears? I don't even know what the
I have
other
no,
one is.
no clue.
I don't know. Ultra Soft. I don't even know any of toilet paper brands.
But I have that is just it's just insane to me how
But
quickly people can just change to greed in this time
why
of like
toilet
need.
paper? Out
That's
of
what I'm
all
saying.
things, why
That's what I was
toilet
saying.
paper?
Why toilet paper? You need like medication, like throat,
Yeah,
like, cough allergy medication. Like it
I don't know,
doesn't
some
attack
medication
it
like
doesn't
hand
attack your butt.
sanitizer, Clorox. Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't attack your butt. It attacks your respiratory system, and that
It's
yeah,
not
people don't.
excrement.
Yeah, exactly. Just people don't really they don't look that far into it. They just panic and start buying a bunch of like crap.
Exactly. That
Paper.
a lot of people are wasting a lot of money on this. Which I
Exactly.
mean, of course you need to buy to stock up and make sure
Yeah.
you're safe, but like people are going above and beyond and buying like 5 years worth of toilet paper for like $500 off of eBay.
It's just crazy to me, man.
I know.
So yeah, just once again, it just kind of blows my mind that people just change. They just turn automatically just greed and money whenever people like actually
Honestly,
need this stuff. Like you can't just come together and I guess help one another. You kind of have it's just like a free for all,
it
just
kind of
like
it like makes me a little upset.
exactly. It's just like
Like
kind
why are
of
people taking advantage of others during this time of like we need to come together as a whole, as like a whole,
like a
and
community and stuff like that.
yeah, and help each other, not
But no,
tear each
people are
other
just
down for
like
money and
people are just taking advantage of like I can't believe that that person would actually open up that fake
I
website online and
know.
just sell fake how can you do that? Like what even are you doing?
It kind of reminds me. My uncle was trying to surprise me. You know, Uncle Jimmy.
Yeah.
He was trying to
Name
surprise
drop.
me with. Yeah, he was trying to surprise me with a little gift. It was like a James Harden figurine or whatever. Because
Yeah.
me and him are like really into the NBA and stuff, so he knew it would mean a lot to me. The thing, he looked into it for retail. Apparently, it apparently costed like $500 because it was like insanely rare and it was like a collectible
Yeah.
item. But he found one for like $10, and he he bought them. And after he bought them, he looked up reviews and stuff and like pictures of people getting them. It was like some crappy bobblehead, like some wooden bobblehead or whatever. Like they
Scams.
were, yeah, it
Pretty
was
much
a
a scam.
scam. It
Yeah,
was an
scamming is a big
entire
deal.
like. I kind of felt bad for him. He got a refund, obviously, because it's kind of illegal to not
Oh
give
yeah.
refunds. But
It's also a crime too. That's definitely a
yeah,
crime.
it is a crime.
Huge crime.
I hope someone sues them because that's
Yeah.
like ridiculous. I hope someone sues that dude selling fake masks too. Like
Yeah, I mean,
that's
once again,
insane.
H3 made a whole video about it, and it's like, it's a huge like scam and stuff like that, and it's definitely illegal. And I can't believe someone actually in their minds think it would be okay to do that, and that's just not. It's just not okay.
You shouldn't be tearing people down. You need to bring people up during this
Yeah, bring
time.
people up and bring people together. It's just this whole thing is just kind of a reflection on our society.
It's
That's a
bringing
pretty
up the
good
worst
point.
in people, honestly.
Yeah, it's bringing up the worst and I mean worst and best of people.
Yeah.
Of course, there's not only bad people in the world. There's also good people helping
Yeah,
out and
of
stuff like
course.
that. Oh, man.
That was a lot of coronavirus.
Yeah, 40 minutes.
You think we should move on, or
That's good. Let me see if there's anything else we could cover. Search of
weren't you?
COVID-19. Wait, what?
I was just gonna segue it into something else.
Oh, I mean,
Anything else you want to talk about coronavirus
I'm just looking through the what is it called?
articles?
I'm looking through the news articles right now. Um, events. Governor Abbott statement on Houston police. Whatever.
Oh yeah,
Whatever.
that's tomorrow. I think he's giving another
What?
statement.
What's happening tomorrow?
Greg Abbott's giving another statement. I don't know what it's about. I just overheard he's gonna speak about the virus again tomorrow.
I want to see if I can talk about like the companies. Companies that are like being affected by COVID-19 the most.
A lot of independent businesses are being shut down because of it, which
Definitely,
sucks.
yeah, definitely being shut down a lot. Oh,
Like,
this
that
also
sucks.
makes up a really good point. So, as you guys don't know this about us right now that we both swim, right? Okay, so
Sure.
well, I swim for like club, which is like a year-round team. So we can't swim right now. Like we're not allowed to swim in a team. So how are the coaches getting paid? You know,
Yeah,
and
a lot of people are losing their jobs.
A lot of teams are just going under right now.
Yeah, it
And
sucks.
a lot of teams are just we can't swim a lot of high class, and the Olympics also it's being postponed by 2021. And personally, I don't think it'll be ready by 2021.
Honestly,
just my opinion.
I'm not gonna say his last name for privacy reasons, but do you know this kid named Braden? He's a junior that goes to our school.
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, I feel really bad because he's really good at what is it, shooting? Like he's very good at that. I don't really know exactly what he does, but I think he does targets and stuff.
Like skeet shooting?
I don't know about I think it's target. Like,
oh, okay, yeah.
Anyways, he was supposed to. He tried out for the Olympics, and he was like his sister apparently I think made it.
Oh, really?
And he was supposed to go and be there for his sister, and he was gonna make the next Olympics, but it sucks. I felt really bad for him.
And I don't mean to be like what is it called? I don't mean to brag or anything, but like I qualified for a national level meet.
But look at me.
For swimming, I qualified for a national level meet. It was going to be in Orlando, Florida, and I think it was like a couple days before they ended up canceling every single meet for swimming all around the world, and I couldn't swim for that meet, and then pretty much the whole entire season just went to waste.
That sucks.
And it's for everyone too. Everyone that's in sports related, everyone that's in everything sports related, they just completely got shut down. And high school sports that were going on at that time completely got shut down. I know softball just got like completely canceled. Yeah. It was going on right now.
Yeah, I feel extremely bad for like seniors in high school and stuff.
Oh,
that sucks.
Seniors in high school, my heart goes out to you guys. I know everyone else is complaining about like, oh, I can't see my friends anymore and oh, I miss school, or like you guys aren't seniors yet, you know? I mean, neither of us are seniors, but like my brother's a senior and he won't be able to go to his graduating ceremony. I mean, it's not like it's canceled forever. They'll definitely reschedule it.
They're planning on postponing it, I think, midsummer.
Yeah. Which is reassuring. It's reassuring.
Yeah, it really is. If seniors can't experience like any of that, prom or anything like that, that's like a huge taint on like your entire life. Taint.
Yeah.
That was not a good word choice, but anyways.
Taint. Yeah, I was gonna say. I was like, what?
A stain. That's the word. Anyways. Yeah, it's like it sucks.
Pretty big. It'll leave a bad taste in their senior experience.
It really will, though. I feel extremely bad.
Yeah.
Regarding your meet, did it get postponed or is it like completely canceled?
No, it just got completely like screw you guys. You guys are getting canceled for the rest of the year.
That's crazy.
And it was for everyone too. Like during the summer nationals were supposed to happen. Olympic trials got canceled for swimming. Yeah. The Olympics got canceled, but so pretty much it affected everyone in different ways. And I'm glad that we can talk about this. I know it's a pretty touchy subject, but I'm glad that I guess we're mature enough to talk about this in front of an open audience. And hopefully you guys can leave your comments below and leave your opinions. We're all completely open. We all have differing opinions, but I feel like if we talk about this at a more open level and kind of just like break the barrier of this kind of stigma, it'll be really good for everyone.
Yeah, it will. Again, make sure wear your masks.
Yeah, once again, make sure to follow all the safety precautions of whatever.
Also, stay hydrated.
Yeah, stay hydrated. Oh, I gotta drink my water real quick. Let me drink some water just to.
Well,
45 minutes of nonstop talking.
Yeah. Well, anyways, you want to go ahead and segue?
Actually, while we were talking about this, I feel like just having this whole podcast be about this topic. I mean, we're pretty much getting ready to wrap things up. We have like 10 more minutes, maybe. I feel like if we just keep talking about this for the whole thing, it'll be like a pretty good opening to what this podcast is all about, you know?
Yeah. Let's see.
What we're talking about. We covered a lot. I'm pretty surprised.
We actually covered a crap ton.
Yeah.
Well, restaurants opened up. I went to my favorite restaurant.
Okay, name drop.
What was that? Yeah, I'm gonna name drop Las Cascadas on Cypress.
Las Cascadas
on Cypress. Yes, they're so good. Have you ever been there?
I think I've been there a couple times. Oh yeah, no,
they're so good.
I've been there a lot. Yeah.
They're freaking good. Make sure. Yeah. If you guys live in the Spring area, make sure you check them out. They're on Cypresswood Drive.
Las Cascadas.
Yep. Just check them out. They're like the best. It's like the best quality Mexican food I've ever had.
Definitely. And then what else? I went to Cheddar's not too long ago. They have like a drive-through. It's pretty good, I guess. I don't know.
How much is your family like done order out or like dine out or whatever it's called?
During this, I mean, during we've ordered takeout a lot more.
Really? Yeah, us too.
Usually we don't order a lot of takeout or fast food. We kind of just we always make home cooked meals, but
right. We're the opposite.
Yeah, it's pretty. Oh, really?
Yeah, like the beginning of the virus, we were buying a lot of food, getting a lot of fast food because my parents were still working and they had like no time to prepare food or anything. Oh. But since my stepdad he can work from home, the offices are closed, so he's able to like cook more. Oh. We've been eating really healthy.
Pretty big thing also.
What was that?
Working from home.
Yeah,
my dad's working from home right now.
My dad's doing the same. My mom still goes to the airport.
Oh, my mom tomorrow she's going to. I accidentally name dropped the name of the school here, so just ignore this right now. My mom's going. She's an assistant nurse at a school, so tomorrow she's going to the school to help move everything.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, she's required to wear a mask at all times, of course, as always.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, whenever this thing first started out, this is kind of a funny story. You were actually at my house. Whenever I ate the ramen, my family kind of started up on ramen noodles. I don't really eat a lot of ramen. I eat like maybe once a month, like actual top ramen.
Yeah, I don't really eat much ramen either.
It was whenever this thing was first starting out. Like we were still allowed to go to other people's houses, so I ate the ramen, and then my mom kind of got mad at me because she was like, "Those are our rations," you know?
Yeah.
And I always once in a while, I'll always crack a joke that like, "Oh, make sure to eat all your food because it's gonna be the end of the world," you know? It's kind of just like a joke, but oh well.
Yeah, you can't be too joking about that, but yeah, we made sure to stock up.
Yeah,
so we're good. Like I can eat as much as I want, and we'll be perfectly fine. But I mean, it's not like you can't go to the grocery stores and get more food.
Are open. Everything's open. Not everything, but essential. Essential businesses are reopening. Yeah, that's what it was.
What really scared me was that I thought they were going to close down grocery stores. That's like the biggest thing.
Okay, this is what I was thinking. I was thinking whenever this thing was first starting out that they would be like, okay, grocery stores would be open for like the next 2 weeks. Make sure to stock up as much stuff, and then there wouldn't be anything else. And then if you didn't buy your stuff, then boom, you're dead. You know, that's what I thought.
that scared me. Well, you wouldn't be dead, but it would be hard. You
wouldn't have any food.
Yeah, I guess so. That was really scaring me. But after that subsided and now everything's opening back up, my fears are kind of gone a little bit.
Yeah, going away. Yeah. I mean, this thing is, I guess, getting kind of under control, but it's still really freaking bad. It's still growing by the day.
I'm just surprised we're opening up our pool for the summer.
I'm surprised we're opening things up. Period. Instead of, I think personally, I think the only thing that should be open right now are grocery stores.
I mean, and takeout restaurants, obviously, but I mean,
takeout restaurants.
That's a stretch.
Not, yeah, I take it back. Not only grocery stores. I mean, I guess. I mean, how are you supposed to like do stuff?
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah.
Okay, we covered a lot.
Yeah, we covered pretty much everything. You want to start wrapping things up?
I mean, I guess so. You can give the closure and everything.
All right, so being this is our first podcast, I apologize if we made any mistakes. If the audio quality wasn't the best, I'll try to work on that in the future.
We're not professionals.
Yeah, we're not professionals. We're complete amateurs. But yeah, I'm pretty surprised we ended up talking for that long. I thought we were just talking for 5 minutes and get bored. I never got bored with this whole thing. It felt like we were talking. It felt like we were talking for 5 seconds. You know,
I know it was pretty cool.
I don't feel like it's been that long, but it has.
It's almost been a whole hour.
That's really surprising to me. I mean, when you get into stuff, I guess you just completely lose track of time and just start going on. I mean, this is a great discussion. I'm glad we talked about this.
Me too. And whoever's still listening, congrats to you. Congrats to you for sticking through this entire 50-minute podcast.
Also, thank you guys too. Thank to whoever's watching this whole podcast. It'll be going up. Right now is the 4th of May.
Yep.
Okay, this is being recorded on May 4th, 2020. So I don't know if I think I looked up whenever I put this on Spotify, it'll take like a week for it to show up or to upload, which kind of sucks, but oh well.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, so I want to thank all of you guys for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. Make sure to do your research, stay safe.
Stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated. Follow all of your state's rules for COVID-19 for safety purposes.
Sanitize everything.
Sanitize, wash your hands, social distancing. Make sure to put a mask on, please.
For real. You're saving a lot of people's lives by doing that.
Yeah, you're definitely helping.
It'll make this whole epidemic go by so much more smoothly if you just follow along.
Yeah, just comply with the rules and stuff like that. Okay, so once again, I'm your host Vincent.
And I'm your co-host Tristan.
And we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye.